You spent an hour on it. The perfect post. You found the right photo, agonized over the caption, and checked for typos 3 times. You hit share, and then it hits you. A wave of pure panic. Your heart hammers. You have the sudden, overwhelming urge to delete it all. What if they misunderstand? What if no one likes it? What if everyone sees it? If you felt this stomach-churning dread of being seen, you should know it's not a personal failing. It's a psychological trap deliberately designed into the architecture of our digital world. It's a system that masterfully exploits our deepest social fears, and we've all been conditioned to walk right into it. At the heart of this feeling is a concept from psychology, fear of negative evaluation, or FNE. It's that persistent dread of being judged or embarrassed. In the real world, this fear is mostly manageable. A conversation ends, a party is over, the moment passes. But online, the rules are completely different. Social media adds 2 terrifying ingredients to the mix: permanence and high visibility. A single post isn't just a fleeting thought. It's a permanent digital record of your ideas, your appearance, your life, a record that is subject to perpetual scrutiny. This is the core of posting anxiety. You aren't just talking to friends, you're submitting a piece of yourself for evaluation by a vast unseen audience. For people highly sensitive to this fear, it becomes a brutal cycle. The anxiety pushes you to compulsively check for likes and comments, to edit and re-edit, and to delete anything that doesn't get the right feedback. But that behavior, meant to reduce the fear, only deepens your dependence on the platform, reinforcing the anxiety again and again. And it's not just the fear of being torn down. Researchers have found we're also anxious about positive evaluation, the pressure that comes with praise, the sudden need to live up to new expectations, both the fear of being criticized and the fear of being built up into something you're not lead to the same place. You hesitate to show your authentic self. You say less, you share less, you retreat. The very act of self-expression starts to feel like a gamble because online, the judge's gavel never stops. The digital world is a cruel paradox. You're simultaneously terrified of being seen and terrified of being invisible. These platforms aren't neutral town squares. They are competitive arenas where algorithms rank and filter your very existence. Most of what gets posted languishes in obscurity, creating a constant pressure to not be invisible. To connect, to be heard, to even exist in these spaces, you have to make yourself seen. But visibility is a trap. The second you get a sliver of that spotlight, you're exposed to a whole new set of dangers: harassment, public shaming, and even doxing. This double bind creates a constant state of anxiety. You have to perform to escape the void, but the performance itself puts you in danger. This pressure intensifies because online spaces change how we see each other. They collapse entire cultures and identities into tiny, decontextualized fragments. Your aesthetic, your opinions, your whole persona is stripped from its real-world context and flattened into a consumable image for rapid-fire judgment. We no longer experience culture through slow community engagement. We consume a high-velocity stream of curated ideals. Societal pressure has always existed, but it used to have the buffer of face-to-face interaction. Social media removes that buffer, amplifying the volume and speed of judgment to an intensity we've never seen before. You're left perpetually walking the tightrope between erasure and overexposure. Faced with these pressures, we all become performers. We engage in what sociologists call identity curation. We filter our photos, craft our captions, highlight our wins, and hide our failures. We're all building a digital self, a version of us that's optimized for likes, for the algorithm, and for social approval. The sociologist Erving Goffman warned about this decades ago, noting that the performer can be fully taken in by his own act. In the endless performance of our online lives, it's easy to lose track of where the curation ends and the authentic self begins. This creates a deep internal tension. The curated self feels fake, but it's the one the system rewards. The authentic self feels more real, but it risks judgment and invisibility. This isn't just about vanity, it's about survival. Every single action you take, every click, every share, every pause on a video is behavioral data. This data is used to build a profile of you, which in turn determines what you see and how you are seen. Your identity becomes both an act of expression and a product to be sold. For those in marginalized communities, this performance becomes even more critical. It's a strategy for survival. Some creators practice what researchers call strategic invisibility, deliberately managing when and how they are seen to navigate platform bias and targeted harassment. Others, like body positivity activists, use the opposite tactic, hypervisibility, to reclaim their narrative by flooding the space with their own images. Both strategies, however, are born from the same fundamental anxiety, the constant, stressful calculation of how much of yourself to show and how much to hide in a world that's always watching. Behind all of this, your fear, your performance, your curation, stands the invisible architect, the algorithm. The stress that comes from the unpredictable nature of these systems is so significant that researchers have started calling it algorithmic anxiety. Social media algorithms are not neutral. They are designed to keep you engaged, and one of the most powerful drivers of engagement is emotional vulnerability. If you pause for a few seconds on a post about a breakup or a video discussing anxiety, the algorithm logs it. It registers that flicker of interest and starts pushing more of the same, creating what are now well-documented anxiety spirals. A simple, fleeting moment of sadness can be algorithmically spun into a relentless feed of worst-case scenarios and panic-inducing content. The system learns what makes you stop scrolling and gives you more of it. It's a simple mechanism. If one stressful video gets you to engage, the system will show you 10 more. This isn't a conspiracy. It's the logical outcome of a system built to maximize engagement. The connection has been explored in numerous studies. Early research, like a 2018 University of Pennsylvania study, found that college students who cut their social media use to just 30 minutes a day scored significantly lower for anxiety and depression. However, the scientific picture is still evolving, with some more recent large-scale studies in 2026 finding the link between screen time and mental health to be more complex. The story isn't so simple. If this cycle of posting, panicking, and performing feels familiar, take a moment to share your experience in the comments. How do you handle the pressure? And if you want to keep exploring the hidden systems that shape our lives, consider subscribing for more deep dives like this one. For many people, especially those prone to social anxiety, the internet can feel like a refuge. It seems to offer a level of control that the real world doesn't. You can edit your words, manage your self-presentation, and hide the parts of yourself you don't want seen. It can feel like a safety behavior, a way to interact without the risk of immediate face-to-face judgment. But here's the final paradox. That desperate attempt to seize control is precisely what fuels the anxiety. Research shows that the more you try to control your image online, the more anxious you become. The constant editing, monitoring, and curating doesn't relieve distress. It generates it. Every time you check for new comments, analyze the like-to-follower ratio, or delete a post, you reinforce the core belief that you are under threat and not acceptable as you are. It creates a self-perpetuating feedback loop where the solution becomes the problem. The very tools you use to feel safe are the ones building your prison, convincing you that perfect control is possible if you just try a little harder. So when you feel that wave of panic after hitting share, know it's not because you're broken or vain. That anxiety is a rational response to a genuinely threatening environment. It's the logical endpoint of a system architected to monetize your fear. Your identity has been turned into a performance, your vulnerability into a commodity, and your attention into the prize. The anxiety of being perceived online is real because the risks, permanent judgment, algorithmic manipulation, and the erosion of your authentic self are real. This isn't your fault, it's by design. Thanks for watching. See you soon.